Good morning and welcome to the Moopsyverse, where Chris and What's the Hell and I are discussing Easter and the business world.
Ugh.
So, despite the fact that they always say that America is a Christian country, it's got a lot of people who are Christians, but not to the extent like when I was in Switzerland, where Good Friday everything shut down, and then you have a half a day where the stores are open on Saturday morning, so you get everything you need for the next 4 days that day. And then Easter Sunday and Easter Monday are holidays.
Yeah, that's how it is here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, here, businesses may shut down for Easter Sunday. Most don't. I mean, grocery stores will be open.
Poland, you guys have a lot of Catholic people.
I would say a little bit too much, but you know.
Yeah.
But most of them are just like Catholic on the surface.
Yeah.
They don't really follow the teachings, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's true a lot of places. It's just reality is that we don't have the ability or the luxury to just shut down for a religious holiday. Christmas more so than other ones. Thanksgiving, a lot of businesses shut down here, which is a non-religious holiday, but it's kind of the kickoff to the Christmas season, so people take it as a day to catch their breaths, hang out with family, and then hit the holidays. But Christmas, yeah, you see more of a shutdown than anything else. When I
Fair
was a
enough.
kid and growing up, grocery stores were not open on Sunday, period. So it wasn't like you had to plan to get food for Sunday because it was going to be shut down anyway. It was the same as every other Sunday.
I mean, within the last decade, one of our governments has introduced like full shutdown on Sunday, so it's normal for us to Sunday being completely off. Unless you're the owner of a shop,
Hmm.
when you can stand behind the counter, you can't open.
Wow.
So literally Sundays are just closed entirely. You can go to the movie theater, you can go to a restaurant, but when it comes to stores, nah, not
Hmm.
allowed.
Interesting.
Was Duda's idea, huh? Was it
No,
not?
he had no ideas. He was a brainless idiot. He was just a puppet to whatever his owner, which was the leader of the ruling party, told him to do. He had absolutely no ideas of his own. No initiative. He was completely like a flatulent puppet, you just inflate it with air and it just does what you tell it to do, and that was it. That was literally the leading party's idea, and a lot of businesses were opposed to that because they were losing money. Because like a lot of people were just like working weekends specifically,
Hmm.
and they lost a lot of money because of that, because they lost the ability to.
I get
Because
that.
the stores are not allowed to be open, so there's no point in coming to work. So they lost an opportunity to get extra pay,
Yeah.
especially like students who were working weekends because they were earning for the
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
paying for the tuition, whatever, during the
Oh,
the
oh,
week.
absolutely.
So, and those were usually covered by people like that. And there's always influx of students who would benefit from being able to work over the weekend
Yep.
during their studies. So it was totally understandable. Everyone was fine with that, and just like, yeah, the ruling party was just trying to appease the church,
Oh, I get that.
and they were trying to just be too accommodating to one side, not noticing how beneficial it was generally overall. But yeah,
So
churches and politicians are be like that
I was living
when
in
they're
Illinois
when
forever, and they passed a law that automobile dealers cannot sell cars on Sundays.
that's dumb.
Well,
Why
no,
cars?
their argument, well, I'll tell you the real reason too, but their argument was, well, it's the only day off because it's so competitive. It's the only day that the employees can all have a day off. Otherwise, they'd have to work 7 days a week,
Yeah, like
which
I'm gonna
makes,
believe that someone cares about the employees.
yeah, right.
That's a good one.
So what happened was people promptly went over to Indiana and bought cars. So Indiana got coerced into doing the same thing. You can't buy a car in Indiana on Sundays, and possibly Wisconsin, because these three states border each other. So, at least with these two, you cannot buy a car on Sundays because the employees should have time to be home with their family. And I'm sure the real reason is one of the car not unions, but groups, went to the governor and said, hey, here's some money. Can you make this law so we can have a day where we can't compete with each other? And the governor or whomever went, sure. How much money was in that envelope? Yeah, that's good.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's held on a 30-stream streak. But the fun thing was, at one point, right after the law passed, I was working retail, and we had somebody come in to buy a nice piece of stereo equipment, I want to think, like a couple $1,000. And in the process, my boss discovered that they worked for a car dealer. That's
Uh-huh.
interesting. Gets up to the checkout desk, and my boss is like, no, you can't buy it. What? It's Sunday. You're supposed to be home with your family. Come back tomorrow.
Mm,
This guy was so ticked at him because he got basically a day off governed by the government, and everybody else had to work. They told the guy, no, you're supposed to be home with your family. Go, go, go. And he turned
yeah,
down
you,
a
you
couple of
fought
benefits.
for it, right? You
Yeah,
wanted it.
you wanted this, you go be home with your family.
Yeah.
But the reality is, every car dealer or every car salesman I know doesn't want to work 7 days a week. They don't want to work 6 days a week. And they typically work, a regular 40-hour week. If they're any good, they're going to make their sales during those 40 hours. You just got to pick the 40 hours. What time of day do people come in to buy cars? It's generally not the weekdays. It's generally the
Yeah.
weekends. And
Yeah,
it's
because you
the
have the time
evenings.
to think about it. You have time to like come with your family and test if the
Exactly.
car is suitable and stuff like that, and it's just more convenient. That makes a lot more sense. And like blocking that ability for the weekend for a
Yeah.
lot of people. Yeah, the same thing here with the same argument against like enforcing the law that you can't buy in stores on the weekends, especially on Sundays here was that a lot of people work Monday to like Saturday
Uh huh.
sometimes,
Yeah.
and the only time they can actually do proper shopping is on Saturday evening, Sunday,
Right.
and that's been taken away from them
Right.
because reasons, right? So totally works both ways for everyone. Everyone was kind of depraved.
Yeah. No, it's the thing I noticed when I was in Switzerland. Now, admittedly, when I was in Switzerland, I haven't been there since. My son was 6, so 30 years ago. No, almost 40 years since I've been there. So things may have changed.
I mean, on the other hand, I've been with my dad on his trips to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was working, but that was my trip when he was working as a truck driver most of his life, and he took me on 1 month cruise, so we were just literally all over the place in Europe. Um, and I remember that I was shocked, culture shock. France, Sunday, everything's closed. Like nothing is opened. Maybe a coffee shop, maybe a restaurant,
Yeah,
and then you
restaurants.
can't buy stuff. You can't. And I was like, wow, this is so weird. We have everything opened on Sundays, and they were like, no,
Yep.
everything's just like at home. The town we were there on the first weekend. I think that was the first weekend. I still remember the name, but I don't dare to say the name of the town because I will butcher it. I don't speak French whatsoever. The first weekend I was like that we arrived on Friday evening. So it was late. I was tired as heck. There was no chance in hell I would be ever interested um in being like anywhere outside of the car. We just went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like I remember Saturday was like fine, we could go to the shop, and Sunday the entire town felt like it was vacant. It felt like it was abandoned. There was no people outside. Everyone stayed at home, watched telly, just leisure. Some people just went to the nearby lake to enjoy because it was middle of the summer. But like in the town itself, no pedestrians, no cars, no
Wow.
one. It felt dead. I was so shocked because that felt so weird. But that's how the cookie crumbles there. That's been normal for them for years. So there you go. But that's France
Well,
for you.
not much to do in the town if there's no cafes open or something.
They had a cafe. It was a very small town, right in the middle of France. But still, like, it was completely empty. Like, only one cafe on the way out of the parking lot was opened, and it was very quiet there as well. So, like, maybe it was because it was vacation season, summer. It might have been a bit quieter than normally because of that, but overall, was so. I honestly felt like the place was derelict and abandoned. If I didn't see people the day before, I felt like everyone just ran away in a hurry or something.
After that just finally happened.
Yeah.
Wow, good morning, my starlight. You too are on a 30 stream streak. It's a 30 stream streak day. Woo!
I lost my streak because I realized that if I open streams and I'm on Discord and I'm playing STO, my computer doesn't like it, so
Yeah.
I'm not streaky anymore.
Well, things that I am doing today are anti-proton damage in space and a Borg TFO. I've got Undine ships, but they're in the battle zone, so nobody cares. I'm going to send out some party invitations.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, you're not here yet.
Wrapping something up.
Yep, no worries. Sent you a party invitation there. What's the hell? I also have the daily to do. So, in theory, I'm getting furniture delivered today. I say in theory because last time I checked the weather report, we're supposed to have rain all day, and I can't imagine that that's going to go smoothly. Oh, no, the rain's been pushed off till 5. This guy's going to be here at 9 this morning. Yay!
We love when the weather reschedules to accommodate us.
Yes, I definitely appreciate it. Huzzah says, not selling cars on Sundays sounds like a Bajorian law. Yeah. And good morning to you, too. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I'm used to it now. It's been 30, 40 years since they started this. However, I think Ohio, which is right next to us, does sell cars. So it kind of boils down to if I had to buy a car on a Sunday, I could go to one of the neighboring states aside from Illinois and buy a car. However, generally I don't like to buy cars on the weekends because everybody's there. Because it's one of the few days most people have off. There's something convenient about drifting in at 10 in the morning on a Tuesday. There's nothing going on at the car dealer. And mostly it's not staffed by the high pressure salesmen because that's not when they're going to get their prime one. So you get the rookies. And they can be super accommodating, including when my usual rule is, hi, I'd like to buy that car. No, I don't need a test drive. Do my credit check, and then can you have it ready in 2 hours?
Oh my god.
And if they can say yes to those questions, no, I try and make it as simple as possible. Boom, we're going to get out of here and be done.
No, I know that they will do the normal sales pitch and you don't want to deal with that.
Nope.
I totally get that.
I have somebody do my research for me. My husband did it when I bought my favorite car, which was a Nissan Maxima, but it was a manual. And that was a great car. I loved that car. And then the head gasket blew, and it turned out at that point I had so many miles on the car it wasn't worth getting it fixed.
Nor.
Yeah, but I put like 200,000 miles on that car. But I was driving for, business at that point. But that was such a good car. But I walked into the dealership. My husband had done the research, found that they had 2 of these cars in stock. Neither had sold for 6 months, so they wanted them gone. Did all the research and said, this is what you should pay, so I'll make up a price, $15,000. And I walked in there and I said, hey, I'd like to test drive single woman coming in, older, and they gave me the rookie sales guy. And he was apologetic because he was also the only guy who spoke Spanish, so he was also talking to the other couple that was in there, and because he was Hispanic also. And he came over to me apologetically and goes, I can give you the keys for this car, but I can't take you on a test drive. I said, that's fine, give me the keys. So I took it out on the test drive. It was absolutely fine. I want it. Came back and he goes, this is the price. I said, that's the price it should be. Can you have it ready in 2 hours? Blink, blink. And the other salesmen now were hastily going over there. Well, this is a blah-bitty, blah-bitty, blah. And I'm like, no, he did the job. If you guys can have it ready in 2 hours, we'll be out of here. I'm going to walk back to my house while you take a look at my trade-in. Hussar says, I am not a fan of car salesmen. Besides one person in the family, I just go to them. The few times I went alone, it was a bad experience. It can be a terrible experience. I used to be very, very much reliant on a medication I had to take every, let's say, 4 hours, and they would not give me my car keys back. And I'm starting to basically black out. And they're holding my keys. My son is shouting at them to make them give me my keys back so we can get out of there and I can go get my meds. And they wouldn't do it. And he was on the verge of calling the cops when they finally gave it back. So that's not a dealer I go back to. I don't buy Fords for similar reason. I had a really bad dealer experience. I tend to buy Nissans because if you go in there and say, blah, I want this, and it's all agreeable, they can do it quickly.
Neat.
The Ford dealer
Nice.
told me that I, being a girl, did not want that car being a muscle car. I, being a girl, wanted that muscle car. And I had the money for it.
Hmm.
This was a long
So,
time ago.
Stowe gods have been merciful today for me. I have everything to do in space.
Ooh, fun.
I know. The only disadvantage is I need to deal disruptor damage, and I wasn't prepared to use any of the Klingon ships today.
Well, can't you just borrow one of the disruptors and put it on your ship, or a few of them?
And that will derail my builds and my inventory. I don't want to go through that hell
Oh,
again.
okay.
Oh wait, I can actually swap to a Federation ship with disruptors.
Yeah, I have one Fed ship with disruptors for that purpose. But I also have some Klingon ships with phasers just to make my life more interesting. Huzzah, I have to buy probably 2 more cars in my life. That's what we've budgeted for. Since I can afford to buy cars, my investor dude's like, let's budget for 2 nice cars. And then mine died, so we kind of screwed that up, and I got one last year. And it's fine. In retrospect, I should have gotten the slightly nicer model, but I kind of stopped driving as much as I used to. And now my friends are trying to convince me to buy an electric car. And I can see
You do drive. You are driving very long stretches on the road. So electric cars might not be advisable.
The car that they've got will do 200 miles without a recharge, which works out because my main drive is 150 miles. And there's a recharge at the bus terminal, which is a 5-minute walk from the school. So it's very convenient if I was going to go that way.
Oh.
So that's not bad. Chicago gets a little bit rougher. Chicago's just over 200 miles, which means you have to plan for at least a partial recharge on the way. And then you have to allocate for time. Now, my friends who own one are like, oh, we only have to charge for 10 minutes. They say that. That's what they tell me. But what really happened is we would get to the place where we're doing the recharge. We'd set it up. We'd go and we'd get a coffee. We'd get a snack. We'd go back to the car and we would watch a couple of episodes of a show that I am now in love with, if I can find it here. Let's see if this is what it's called. It is called Roll for Sandwich. Have any of you seen Roll for Sandwich?
Don't think I have.
Okay, a guy who does this called Adventures in Ardia, but he plays D&D, but the roll of the dice determines what he's going to put on the sandwich. So let's say it's a 6-sided die and he's got 6 types of bread and he rolls a 2, so we have whole wheat today. And the next one will be rolling for protein. And it might have 30 different kinds of protein, and these are everything from your typical ham and bologna to sardines or leftover something. And it's very funny, and the more elaborate it gets as each season goes on, he's got more and more stuff that's very D&D. He can cast a spell for a change in condiments if he doesn't like it. But if you would like to watch something fun and stupid, Roll for Sandwich. Stupid, but fun. Speaking of stupid but fun, tonight we're going to watch Enter the Florpus at 6 or 6:30. I'm not sure what. Probably 6:30. It's the movie cartoon of Invader Zim. I had to think about that. I once walked in and was ready to buy. I knew what I wanted. I had the money and was ready to pay the price. Went into sales mode, not overthinking it. Asked the price multiple times. He said, let me go check. I sat there 30 minutes and finally just left. Yeah, there is that. Good morning, Ho-Hell. Yeah, so what I was saying about the recharging the 10 minutes actually was...
That my machine once more.
Yeah, the recharging for 10 minutes tended to be 30 minutes, which meant more than once we were very close to not making it to something because it took a little bit longer than planned. Yeah, I think we get diluted by the... Well, we only have to recharge for 10 minutes. No, that is not the way it goes. You switching? What's the hell? That wasn't pie, but you're correct. Oh, hell. Electric has the advantage of you don't have to physically drive, so it's a little bit easier on your body, but at the same time, I don't know that that's a great option for me. Also, being in the cold weather up here, probably not a great option. Are you coming back? What's the hell? Did we lose him?
I don't know. He's not responding.
Okay. We'll give it a minute here. Maybe his computer went bye-bye for a moment. Yeah, his friends are in Texas. In Texas, you don't have to worry about cold weather suddenly making it very hard for it to charge or hold a charge. I would buy electric, but I won't give Elon a dime after his idiocy and his chain. Yeah. No, I get that.
Producer of electric cars, though.
Yeah, that's true. His do have a lot of fun toys, though. If you want to do electric, one of my friends suggested buy used, never buy new. Used ones are a lot cheaper. Yeah, there he goes. What's the hell dropped off? I'm going to assume that was his computer. Or something personal came up, and I didn't hear what he was saying because I was being rude and talking over him. For that, I apologize. What's the hell? You can come back. I won't talk over you anymore. And he came back. Yay! See, apologizing, it's always a good thing. Maybe he's back.
I am.
You're back, yes. I was apologizing because I was talking over you and didn't hear what you said.
Not of
Right.
much import.
Well, I kind of was... Oh, good. It's going to rain today. I was kind of hoping that it was going to be a rainy weekend so I can just sit in the house and play lithium mining on all of my tunes. And since the guy has to move in, has anyone seen the Slate truck? I have not seen the Slate truck. What is it? I've never even heard of the Slate truck.
I'm not up to date at all, so I wouldn't know.
Slate Auto. Okay. They are not available yet. It's an electric vehicle. It's a truck. Kind of small bed, it looks like, but, you know, for most people, that's probably fine. "25 to 40 miles per hour of charge." That's a lot. Oh, with a fast charge, 20 to 80% in 30 minutes. Okay. So, friends who have electric car did spend $3,000 to have the charger built into their house. Good move on their part because, you know, pull in, plug it in, and it's ready the next time they're going out. Oh, Ho-Hell says, living in Florida, I wouldn't buy an electric car. The hurricanes can knock out power for a month where I live. That wouldn't be good post-hurricane. Nope, you are right.
For the whole state or something?
No, just regions. Florida's a fairly large state.
Should be be able to driving over the county and
There's-
then charge your car?
Well, that's not always an option. Because sometimes when you get the hurricanes coming in, the roads can be flooded out, trees can be knocked down. It literally can be weeks before you're out. A lot of times, I used to work with a company that would ship or take trucks down to hurricane zones, sponsored by Tide clothes detergent, and it would be mobile clothes washers and dryers. So people whose houses had been flooded, have no electricity, have no equipment, could at least get clean clothes. And take your garbage bags of clothes over there, wash them, dry them, and you'd have that. Other trucks would come in with drinking water. There's even trucks that are.
There is an adapter set for the Ford F-150 Lightning, which is a battery-powered truck, with which you can have the truck hooked up to your house and then have the truck power your house.
No, really? That would be interesting. Huzzah says, I would move. Problem solved.
So if a storm knocks out your power to your house, you can drive a county over, charge your car, and then hook up your house to your car, and then still send emails to the electric company. Possibly.
That's where it gets really interesting. The electric companies know about the storms that down there, which we don't have up here. We have different storms. But they have people who work for the electric company who volunteer, who say, yes, I will take that 1 month stint to go down to Florida and help them rebuild the electrical grid. And they go down there on the company time, on the company dollar, and do their work down in Florida. And it's all over the U.S. that people will do that. Similarly, they will go up north when they have their handy-dandy blizzards, or out to Tornado Alley when that happens. Hell says they definitely don't evacuate people here, though they really should. Yes, they really should. No, people are stupid. People will stay when they shouldn't stay. So our new Siri bot that Pi has put in here has gone back to banning spammers. But now we get to see what they're trying to spam us with, which is a little bit more interesting. They hire out of state for hurricanes. Yes, they sure do. That's how a lot of electricians make a lot of money. All right, we are a team. What are we doing first?
Well, I just got into the Badlands because I have to kill some Terrans.
Okay, go kill your Terrans and let me know when you're done. I've got a Borg TFO and AP damage. What have you got?
There's Terrans elsewhere. They're not designated as Badlands.
Oh, sure. What the hell? What do you have?
I do kinetic damage in space.
Good. I'm going to queue up Jupiter Eratus so we can go take care of some Terrans. As soon as... Go.
My Badlands has only one instance and there's nothing happening here, so I'll take
Weewoo?
it gladly. We have a Weewoo.
Weewoo it is. So I finished up the show last night, looked out the window. It was clear. You could see the stars. Very pretty night. And I made some dinner, closed up some stuff, visited with the dogs a little bit, getting ready for bed, and realized we have a thunderstorm running. But it was clear. It was clear. There were no clouds. I won't say it was sunny, but it was a nice night. No. So on my list of things...
Clouds, they had a
Klingon clouds.
They had a cloaking device.
There you go. So now I have to get a screen door for my bedroom so I can leave the door open so I can get some fresh air in. And we'll see how long it takes before Fifi decides she can run through the door, through the screen door.
Into a hedgehog last night.
Say that again?
I'm gonna run into a hedgehog. when I
Oh!
was walking Hagrid last night.
We don't have hedgehogs running in the wild here.
Yes, we have them all over the neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I ran into, I mean, little, I was like early teens. I ran into a hedgehog that was crossing a rather busy street, and I was like, oh no, he's not staying there. I grabbed him with my jacket and moved him over.
Ah. So I was driving to...
Hagrid was very
I
interested.
bet. Hedgehogs are very cute.
I don't understand how even, like, he notices them, because it was rather hidden away, but he somehow
It's,
picked up the movement.
it's smell. I'm over
It
at
was like,
Gamma.
and it was like, oh my god, there's something alive there. And I'm like, what the hell are you seeing? And he was like, oh, there's a hedgehog.
And I now have a moth up here floating about.
I love moths.
I have the downstairs doors open because it's too early for mosquitoes because we had a 30-degree day yesterday, so everything is non-mosquito-y for a couple of days. Good morning, Sav. Sav says, I know hedgies are cute. I had one. They are adorable. Their little tiny paws are so cute.
I love that little dotted nose.
Yeah, oh man,
It kind of
those,
looks like a dot on at the end of the nose, and it's so cute.
they are adorable. I was driving to work, and because it's an expressway, sorry, driving to class, and because it's an expressway, you know, deer and small animals attempt to cross the road here and there, and you do see the bodies sometimes. And as I'm driving in, I realized what I thought was a coyote on the side of the road was a wolf.
Oh,
We do not have a lot of wolves here.
I would rather expect a coyote.
Yeah, we get a lot of coyotes. I mean, I get them in the backyard. Well, not in the backyard, but on the fence. They'll be taunting my dogs, going, come and play with us. You can come join the pack. We'll just eat the little one, but the rest of you.
You have an interesting way. I've always heard people pronounce coyote.
Mm-hmm. They're both right. Coyotes and coyotes are both correct.
I've never heard anyone say coyotes.
I think it depends on where you hear it from. I think because most people are from the West, or talk about them are from the West, and coyote is more common there.
I don't know, I only heard it in the movies. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with anyone when they were
Oh,
using the word coyote.
well, they've become a lot more common here. Oh, well, we're still there. No wonder. I'll stay here then. Hagrid caught Sonic.
Oh, truth be told, that little critter was very fast when we departed. I saw him move about the grass patch that we run into him, and it was like, he was gone. Hagrid didn't see because I made sure he was looking the other way, because honestly he would definitely pull.
There was a turtle on the walking path, or near the walking path the other day, and the little one found it. And of course, the turtle was just stationary. And the big one was completely oblivious to it. She's looking at it going, it's just a rock. And I'm wondering, what is this dog doing for brain cells these days?
Well,
I don't need no stinking brain cells, Mom.
we have a lot of free-running critters here. We have boars that sometimes venture into the neighborhood.
Wow.
Wild boars. Have some hares. I know we have some deer. But they don't venture into the town because like it's too busy and too loud. But
Yeah.
I remember with my previous dog, I run into a family of wild boars. I think it was the mother, another adult, and 3 little munchkins.
Oh, they're
They
cute
were so
until they become...
adorable.
Yeah,
It
but
was
boars
so
can be
adorable.
super mean when they grow up, can't they?
I don't know. I've never run into mean ones.
Oh,
But the ones that I've run into, my dog was like. The thing is, my dog was the first one to pick it up that they were boars, because I didn't look that way, and he was like, he suddenly froze in place, and was like staring. I'm like, what the hell? You see a dog or something? And then I saw them right underneath an apartment block. So people having their balconies out and about, and wild boar walking beneath them. It was an interesting view. And yeah, my dog was just like, "What the hell is this?" I probably had never seen those before, so he wasn't sure even what the hell that was. And he was a docile, peaceful dog, so he didn't care about barking and anything. But he did throw 2 barks when we were like, I don't know, 500 meters away behind them. It was like he had to show that, oh, there was a dog here. He's gone now, but there was a dog here. But yeah, they didn't bother. They saw me, and my dog was the size of a German Shepherd, kind of the type.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't care. They were just busy going through the grass, checking if there's any leftovers someone threw out of the window or
Yeah.
some trash or whatever. They were just like, I'm minding their own business. They didn't care. I was surprised, but they didn't care. They don't venture into my neighborhood anymore, but I still hear them popping out in the city every now and then, so I know that they're in other outskirts outside. I did see a deer, and we do have a lot of squirrels that live in the city.
Oh, yeah.
Red European squirrels are so adorable.
Oh.
Because you probably have those chipmunks and those gray.
Yeah, we have gray squirrels. Yeah. Not so many
Yeah.
chipmunks.
But still, like, yours are just usually brown, gray
Right.
colored, and you immediately pick up that redness because it's so fiery. It's such a fiery red on their head, and they're head to toe all red with a pinch of whiteness on their chest. And this is such a distinct, like, you can't mistake them. Now, they're sometimes very brave to a point when they just look at you, but they're just like, they still know that they can run away from you very quickly
Ah.
because those things are really fast.
Brave sometimes
And,
also
yeah.
is stupid.
Squirrels?
Yeah.
No, I never
Yeah.
run into a stupid squirrel.
Oh, no, mine will stand there and look at the dogs like 6, 7 inches away, and I'm thinking, that's really stupid. My dog can jump 6 inches really fast.
No, but the squirrel can be faster, I think.
Hopefully, yes. So we get squirrels, possums, raccoons, coyotes,
Raccoons are adorable.
deer. Trying to think what else comes around here. Of course, a bazillion birds, but we're next to a huge forested area, so lots of wildlife. There's been some talk that there's a few bears in there. I don't believe it. I've never seen any sign of it, and the park rangers have never commented on it.
Trash
Oh,
pandas would be really cute and nice if they weren't such. Yeah, knock your trash can over.
Well, I do hear that they're beginning to become a thing in Europe because people brought them in as pets and stuff, and they just started running away with like multiply whatever. And I hear that some parts of Europe start to have raccoons, which is interesting.
Oh. Raccoons, when they're little, can be completely adorable.
I mean, I think raccoons are generally adorable, but you have to like realize that they have like almost like human types of hands, very gripey. They
Oh,
can
yeah, they
literally
do.
click through everything. They open anything. They can learn so fast. And you have to be really careful around them
Yes,
what
you
you
do.
do and what you have open, because
They're-
they can really go through everything very quickly.
They are very smart and very capable, but I was playing D&D the other night at a friend's house, and I heard the sound. I'm looking around, and he goes, "Oh, we have raccoons in the attic."
Oh,
Oh?
Attic.
Yeah, attic. So they had
how they bypassed our dogs?
Well, what they did was they dug in through the side of the house and made themselves a nice place to spend the winter, up in the attic, nice and warm. And friends said, and we're looking at getting them taken out and repairing it. But currently, the damage is so bad, it's almost at the point of they need to demo the house and rebuild. They caused that much damage.
Holy
Yeah.
crap!
Like $80,000 to $100,000 worth of damage in one winter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that wouldn't happen here because we actually build our houses to last.
Well, this house was built to last, and unfortunately, so were the raccoons. My specific neighborhood has got tons of woodpeckers. So woodpeckers went wood-sided housing because the aesthetics are better than aluminum. So the woodpeckers dig holes into the sides of the houses, have their families in there. Now there's a hole. Now there's a place for the raccoon to find a way in.
Yeah.
Oh, D&D, what happened? Nothing happened. It was just our first meeting for this one. I'm taking a preset character who is basically don't know what the word is. This is my first run with D&D. Nope, we haven't fought anybody. It's the whole first one was just setting up the team and rolling and setting up characters and stuff like that. I'm just slowly getting into TTRPGs. But these are friends who are nice enough to let me sit in on it and get to know everybody. Hang on, I will tell you in a second what I am. I gotta look it up here. Since I'm nice enough to send this to myself.
She said TT.
TTRPGs. Tabletop role-playing games.
I know, but it sounds like something different.
Blabbity blabbity blah. Bard. He was a bard. I was going to say he was a ruin, and I'm thinking that's not the right word. But we spent the night just, setting up characters, character sheets, setting up the storyline. And the storyline is, well, as far as we know it, we are off, not in pursuit of any treasure, but we're out to find information regarding something. We're not quite sure what it is yet. We're just on a fact-finding mission. We know this is not going to remain a fact-finding mission because the guy who's in charge just has that look in his eye of, heh, 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 heh. I know something you don't know. And we were supposed to play tonight, but they have church tonight. So we will play next week. Yeah, we play next week. And my son's comment was, oh, wow, you got through a whole session without somebody having to beg off because they had something else to do that night. I guess that is a real issue. I have a Borg TFO. Does that work for you folks?
Always.
Do we have
My
a...
event reset.
Pardon?
My event reset. I can do my event.
We can do the event too. How about we do the event and then we do a Borg TFO?
Which
Lovely.
board do you prefer?
Event engaged?
I actually skipped yesterday. I completely forgot to log in. I was so busy with work, and then I was just like staying away from thinking about work. So when playing something else with some friends, and I forgot to even log in. We did that. We would.
Now with the dilithium going on, I'm making sure I'm hitting the event because, yep, a little extra dilithium. They are indeed Catholics, huzzah. Very, very, unlike most of my friends who are Catholic but aren't Catholics, these are very devout Catholics. So they will be definitely doing stuff today. But they're also members of the church, so they help with like setting up for, they're going to have a dinner tonight? Is that what it is? They're going to have a meal together at some point tonight, and then tomorrow's a whole bunch of more stuff.
My goodness, this ship looks so good.
Speaking as the atheist heathen that I am, all I can say is I totally respect the fact that this works for them. They're good people. They never once try and push it on me.
Listen up.
Catholics are very docile when it comes to pushing their religion on other people most of the time.
I think it just depends on
They
the
just
person.
live their. I mean, it depends on the person, sure. But in my experience, I would rather find Baptists, Presbyterians.
Hey, Presbyterians, we are chill. I grew up in a Presbyterian household, so to speak.
Locally here. I'm saying here, they would be very pushy. They would be like,
oh,
only outbid by Jehovah's Witnesses.
yeah, there's that.
Honestly, very extensive. I mean, of course, it depends on the person, and I run into those that will not be. But in general, like sentiments that they want to preach, they want to like. I think they just thrive on that superiority feeling that they feel better, but we want to help you. We're gonna pray for you, and I'm like, I don't believe in that stuff. Don't do that.
My son went to a Catholic school when he was second to last year of high school, and there was an issue that came up. I won't give details. And the principal slash priest said, as he was basically escorting my son out the door, "I'll pray for you." And I looked at him and said, "Or you could do something."
Yeah. Yep. Because
Catholics
praying
are not
has solved
very
all the
evangel-
world problems.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, that was like the last event of a whole bunch of things that led to his getting removed from the position of principal, and they actually hired a education professional who was also Catholic, as opposed to a Catholic who wanted to be the principal. Huzzah says, yeah, Catholics are not very evangelical. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I'm looking back.
I mean, if you go to the Vatican, they will probably try to preach, but other than that, I don't think there's a general notion. They just like stick to themselves. They will, of course, educate their children from very young
Yep.
age to follow the doctrine, and that's kind of painful because I think children should be either be taught about all religions or be left at. I mean, taught isn't like be understanding what other religions even are about, how they work with, etc. Not actually, like, trying to make you believe in them. All children should be kept away from religion until they are 18. That should not be a thing. That people should be indoctrinated from a very young age and brought into this because that affects literally everything, including the judgment, impairs the potential future.
Weirdly,
I know that's the goal, but I still just hate it.
it can have the opposite effect too, which is if you get brought up in a religion,
I mean,
you
I
can turn
was,
away from
and
it.
that turned me away from
Yeah.
it. Yeah, so, but that really depends on everyone's person's character. Probably 8 times out of 10, people will rather just stick to it what they've been told because this is kind of like a safety comfort. You've been brought up in this, you understand this. Everything else is foreign and weird, but yeah, it can push you away. It depends really on, I guess, how strong-willed you are and how resilient you are to being pushed on genders in
The,
general.
the family that I grew up in, families, because both of my dad's side of the family and my mom's side of the family lived in the same town. This is a town
Hmm.
that at one point maybe had 100 people in it. It's a little town. And I don't think it's any bigger these days. But they had 3 churches. So amongst the 3 churches, everybody would go to one or the other or the other. And I think that's one reason why nothing got really pushed, because that would lead to a whole bunch of problems if you started saying, my church is better than yours. No, my church is better than
Yeah, small
yours.
communities can't afford discourse like
Yeah.
that because it's just going to be unlivable at some point. I think that's.
And especially since you actually have to work with these people because it's a farming community. It's not a good way to
It's
do
different when
things.
you travel for work or whatever,
Yeah.
like you do something in the confines of your own household. But when the community is kind of like self-dependent, interdependent on each other,
Hmm.
they have to work together. Yeah, no, that I think it's logical and like for mental stability and peace of mind to like stay off those topics in general,
Oh, Health
not
says,
not
here in the
push away
South,
anything.
shaking my head, they keep coming to the door no matter how many times you told them not to come back. They really don't understand that this is a stand your ground state. Oh, people will shoot someone walking around people's houses trying to force religion on a homeowner. Literally walking around my property trying to look in the windows. Wow.
I
That way they will
mean,
get to meet
Darwin's
God.
law. Darwin's law. If their God wants to protect them, let them
Yeah, that's
come.
a good point.
I mean, they realize what they are. It's not like they're foreigners coming to a different environment and they don't know anything. They know what they're doing. If they're so desperate to push their agenda, we'll let them come. Nah, we have this thing of like priests going doing the visits
Uh
during the
huh.
Christmas period.
Yeah.
Ever since I've lived here, there's like but in advance they're just checking in which household will have the priest,
Mm-hmm.
and I've already told them once that I don't ever want to be asked about it. They made a mental note or whatever, a note, whatever. No one has ever asked again. They come to the households that want them. Like, and I do have a huge I don't know what's the word. Let's see. Because I know it in Polish, I don't know it in English. Let's see. Polish.
So this is a HOA community, and you can't go door to door even for religion.
Parish. I
Parish. Oh yeah,
guess.
parish.
Parish.
Sure.
So kind of like the church is kind of like important for the entire district,
Right.
kind of thing, because it looks over them. So
Mhm.
I think that's when my parents were married, and this is probably when I was christened before my mom took me out of the Catholic Church. But yeah, they do all the kinds of things. They do processions in the neighborhood. They're gonna do them this year, probably in a couple of days. Just
Yep.
that kind of stuff. Is that kind of part of the year? But they don't push in like I don't think I've even seen a priest and that like have that church. I see it from the windows of my apartment. So I'm like, but I do see Jehovah's Witnesses standing all over the place, and he's just like either start going into houses and ring your doorbell and ask you beep 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 beep, or just like stand there with those flyers. I don't
Yeah.
understand what's the point of standing with those flyers.
Well, as I was saying, someone came into our neighborhood. It must have been Jehovah's Witnesses, and we have a very strict. You can't go door to door, and there's a sign out front saying no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And so they did come to our door, which was a foolish thing to do, and I sent them across the street, and that's where the president of the HOA lives. That was short-lived after that moment.
Oh dear.
So, a lot of places, if you're soliciting door to door, you have to have a license.
Yeah.
Religions are barred from that. You can't require that they have a license because that would be an infringement of one of the constitutional rights. That's been talked about a lot.
That is some male bovine excrement. What about my rights about being left alone?
Oh, you have the right to be left alone
Yeah.
too. We just can't charge them. You have the right to be left alone 100%. No one's going to take that from you. We just can't charge them money to go door to door. However,
Mormons had a period here.
communities, however, can be absolutely set up a rule of nobody can go door to door. Then it's across the board.
Yeah. Yeah, Mormons tended to be a thing a few years ago. I haven't seen them in a while, but I remember that they used to be such a pest because they usually come from the States. I don't think they have
Yep,
churches here
yep,
that much.
absolutely. They
They
sure
come from
do.
the States. They have those stupid plaques with their name, Reverend something, Reverend something.
I'm going to do a board
And
TFO real quick. Here, I'll cue us
they
up.
pretend to be able to speak Polish, which is very frustrating because they break the words so badly you can barely focus on what they're saying. Like, very out of respect, I'm like, I'm sorry, can you switch to English? And they are so reluctant to switch to English. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can speak your tongue better than you can speak mine. Can we switch over? Because I can accommodate that. They were so adamant about speaking Polish. I'm like, okay, well, then we're not having this conversation because it's a
Weeboo.
waste of time. Wee woo.
Ibu indeed.
But they stopped. I haven't seen them in, oh God, I think longer than before the COVID period. So it's been a while. Not I'm complaining, I would never.
Yeah,
But
trespassing is a thing that a lot of people don't understand here in the States. If it's your house, your land, technically people have to have permission to come on it. There's kind of the implied permission to come on, but you can absolutely say no, you're trespassing. What's really
Yeah.
interesting is this also applies to businesses because people say, no, this is a public area. No, it's really not. If that company, you go to Walmart and you're a jerk, they can trespass you right off of there and permaban you. It is not
Yeah, store
public.
isn't a public place.
Yeah,
No.
but people don't get that.
Well, then didn't you be educated?
They do get educated, sometimes with short terms in
With
jail
the assistance
and
of
really
law enforcement.
high expenses because those fines are not cheap.
Thank goodness, because honestly, nothing teaches someone better than a loss of money, right?
Well, some people just get their knickers in a knot about it. Well, that doesn't apply to me because I'm special.
Yeah, they like to think that, but
They sure do.
They might
Uh-uh.
well be special, so to speak.
I would love that to be like your senior year of high school. You're not important. I need that to be taught. One of our friends here in the fleet wrote a book on 10 things they didn't teach you in high school, and I was trying to think of, because one of them's kind of repetitive, and I'm thinking, that would be a really good 10th course. You're not important. You're not special.
Yep.
I'm splitting the difference here. You're one of a kind special, but not special the way you'd like to be, yes. And by the time you realize that you are special and one of a kind, you've actually earned it.
You guys watch Hot Ones
Hot
at all?
ones. Oh yeah, the rib one, or the wing one, right, with the hot sauces.
Yep.
Yeah, I do watch that. It's right up there with Roll for Sandwich in terms of fun shows.
I think it's such a brilliant idea. Just watch the interview from last week with Hilary Duff. I
Oh,
remember her a child star of like teen TV series, and the fact that she's still like such a positive person. I don't think there's been any scandals around her. She's just doing her thing.
isn't it amazing how some people can live their lives without being
I
complete
know
buttholes?
it's yeah, without like selling their life in public, like going to tabloids because oh I have this happened to me and it's been so traumatizing. And like, just live your life, do your best, and people will recognize and respect you for it. And like she's coming back with a tour after 20 years of not touring.
Really?
Yeah, she just did an album and she's touring, and it's a good publicity to like appear in Hot Ones. But she was such a sport. She made the entire studio behind the cameras laugh all the time because she was so hilarious. Her response to the sauces, the conversation with Sean was
Oh,
so
dang!
genuinely fun.
I have not seen that. I'm gonna have to go watch it. Okay, I have to
It's
do
from a
this.
week ago, so it's fresh.
I have to do this Italia joke here. Good Friday is when two cops from Dragnet do the good cop, bad cop, the dumb tish. Thank you, Italia.
You can see yourself out. Just kidding. No, but honestly, like I like to watch those interviews because I think this is the one type of like it's kind of like a late show but with a twist because they when they're vulnerable in that state of burning their face
Yeah.
out, there's no time to pretend. There's
I
no room for like faking it.
I
So
can't
I think
remember
that's a
which one I
brilliant
watched where
formula.
it was a woman who was being interviewed and she's just chomping through the wings with, everything from mild to extremely hot, just nom 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 nom. No reaction whatsoever to the heat.
Hellberry, she was unaffected.
Yeah.
She was such a sport. I had my jaw dropped because I know that these sauces are really
Oh
painful,
yeah.
and she was like punching through them like it was nothing.
Yeah, that
Another
was
one I think was Uma Thurman who did an amazing job with that as well. And I think there was another female star that was in there, and she was rocking them wings like this, like it was a day to day meal. Like she
yeah,
was just
yeah,
having another
exactly.
meal in a day. Didn't flinch. Sean was like trying to keep up because he's now seasoned with all this. He's been doing that for like how many years now,
Forever.
and like yeah, he's been doing that for so many years, so his body's just like scorched to a point where he's just like he doesn't feel it. But there are times when you see that oh, this isn't his day. He's suffering there, and like I remember Hale Berry was just like she's so smiling, laughing, and like doing punching through those wings, and he was like you could see that there's a question mark in his brain, like how does she do it? How does she do it? Because that was like, what the heck? And she's such a tiny woman as
Yeah.
well. You'd think like, they'll be more frail, but no, 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 not
Well, more
Hale
than that,
Berry.
she was actually eating those things. She wasn't doing that little tiny
She was
bite of it.
leaving bones
Yeah.
alone. It
Hmm.
wasn't like she just took one small bite and was done. That was the full thing. She was digging through them like crazy. I was so shocked. She was so amazing. Such a good sport, honestly.
Well, on that
But they had,
cheery and very positive note, I'm going to get
yep.
out of here because I'm getting furniture delivered shortly. I need to go move some stuff out of the way for them.
Furniture.
So,
Furniture excitement.
yes, yay! It's actually built-in furniture, so once it's here, they have to install it. So I had to move everything out. I've
Oh.
been living with my entire house in disarray. We have to talk for 2 minutes and 20 seconds because we're in an ad break. But I had to move everything out of my bedroom so they can move this stuff in, and it'll be a built-in closet with like drawers and dressers and all that nice stuff. And the same thing in my kitchen. So I've been living with everything on counters and tables and stuff and not cooking for almost a week because I figured, what the heck, if they're moving in the furniture, I'm going to refinish and repaint all those spaces so it looks nice. But I had to put the dog food back in there because the dogs discovered they could open the box of the dog food. So that will be a little bit of a project, trying to find a spot to put the 30-pound box of dog food so the dogs can't get it. It's up nice and high, and I don't have two chubby honkers at the end of the day today. Minute and 30 seconds left here for chit-chat. Up. 6:30 tonight, Enter the Florpists with Taz and me. We have a Dilithium weekend going on through Tuesday. The event ends on Tuesday, and there's a Phoenix Prize Pack event going on right now. So if you haven't gotten your Phoenix Prize Pack, get your Phoenix Prize Pack. I'm going to leave the team right there.
I'll have to go to Deep Space Nine for it.
Why?
It was on now.
It's not on ESD.
It's on Drazana. And Deep Space Nine. But the thing with Deep Space Nine is there's the shortcut over there. If you pick up the mission today, do I not have that mission available? I might not have that. I should have that.
Also have a one of the old missions, in the Spectre, send you directly to Rosanna.
Why did you? Oh, because I probably didn't pick up the mission. That's why I don't have it. There it is. Phoenix Prize Pack. There we go.
Wait, Spectre's been moved out of the normal arc, right?
Yeah, Spectre's been out of the arc for quite a while.
That's a shame.
I
I also like that episode with walking on Deep Space Nine. When you have a spacewalk over the hull of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, that's still in
That's also
this.
been-
No, it's in the Solanae Dyson Sphere, I think.
No, that's not on Deep
No,
Space Nine.
that's another thing.
Oh.
You walk on the hull of Deep Space Nine in the 4800 or what's it called?
Yeah, on that lost fleet.
Oh,
that
Boldly,
were in
yeah,
wormholes.
you're right. Boldly
Yeah.
they wrote. I'm thinking of the one that's in Solanae Dyson here, Step Between Stars. That's.
That's not on Deep Space Nine. Yeah.
But you still have to walk outside.
Yeah, but that's not on the hull of Deep Space Nine.
Hang on
Somewhere in the
a
Dyson sphere,
second here.
whatever.
All right, this is done. I'm going to get out of here, everybody. Who's I wants to know, has the channel finished and had a discussion about Starfleet Academy yet? We kind of did. On 2 Fridays ago, we watched the last 3 episodes together and chatted about it. And I just found out that Paul Giamatti is going to be at the Star Trek Las Vegas convention in end of July, beginning of August. And while I'm running a booth and won't get a chance to go visit a lot of people, I do hope I get a chance to go see him because I thought he was really good in it. I think he's one of the high points of that whole story arc is they wrote a good villain and he played it very well. I'm just disappointed how they ended his character. I thought that he should have had
How
a...
did you want him to be ended?
Well, I didn't... Well, his mistaking blue phasers and thinking it was the Federation was kind of thin. I mean...
Yeah, turns
I
out
mean-
he was delusional all the time.
Yeah,
and was
I-
just projecting so hard.
But they
You
gave
could
him a little
use
bit
him
of
to
depth.
show up PowerPoint presentation.
It gave him a little bit of depth, but I was thinking they were going to really go for it because they could have done it. They could have made that really deep and intense, a Wrath of Khan level of why he was doing it that
Some people
way.
are just petty like that, and there's no point in like some people will refuse to be educated,
That's true.
and
I
they
just...
will be so adamant in their belief system that there's something very simplistic on that's right there. It's just not even avoiding them; they're just avoiding to be educated, just to lose the reason to be mad. Because they just learn to thrive in it, There's
Yeah,
different
but-
different levels of complexities in people.
I just thought, it was a little bit easy on the part of the writers because they had really written a good character.
I think that makes him any worse.
It doesn't make him worse. I just thought that last moment could have been so much better. And nothing to do with him, just writers took the easy way out. Like I said, Rathcon, you can do a... Satalia wants me to make her joke here about getting her Phoenix prize back by going to visit Anna Top because she's very much into her James Bond girls, villainesses. But I won't do that. I will not say your joke for you, Satalia. So there, badumtish. But the thing is, the way they...
Onatop was kind of fun villain, so
She was a fun villain. I liked her.
kind of get it.
The thing with Paul Giamatti is they could very easily find a way for him to break out of prison and be the villain and now have something against potentially Caleb's mom, or the captain whose name eludes me at the moment. Nala.
Captain Weinmom.
But we'll see. Anyway, I'm out of here. Everyone, go have a wonderful day. We can chat Starfleet Academy not during the show because people have very strong feelings about it. And so do I. But we can do that offline anytime you guys want. Have a wonderful day. Join us in about 11 and a half hours to watch some Invader Zim, and have a great day. And as we like to say around here, stay moopsome.
Hey, Moopsy.
Who are you? We are the knights who say...
Moopsy.